At 8 o'clock, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa has vowed that the explosion at today's rally in Bulawayo will not derail the country's first election since the ouster of former strongman Robert Mugabe. Mnangagwa escaped unhurt following the explosion that racked the podium just as he was leaving. He'd been addressing supporters ahead of next month's elections. Unconfirmed reports indicate that Vice President Kembo Mohadi was also injured in the blast. His wife is believed to have been hospitalized. There are also reports that several security personnel attached to VIPs were injured. Investigations are underway. Mnangagwa took power in November of 2017 after longtime leader Robert Mugabe stepped down following a military intervention. The July 30th vote is the first without Mugabe since independence in 1980. Anele Ndlovu, leader of Zim SA Forum, said earlier that Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa is safe following an explosion earlier at an election rally.
Well, the details are still very sketchy, but we have been informed that the president is safe and that he's in a place of safety right now.
Now, have you been in contact with security personnel in Zimbabwe? We do know that this is not the first time that there have been attacks against Emmerson Mnangagwa's life. Yes, well,
it is indeed true that it's another attempt to really, what can we say? It's a bit of a difficult situation. It's actually disturbing that such kind of security breach and a threat on the president's life happens in this time when the country is celebrating peaceful elections, peaceful marches. Everything is being done properly. Why this and why is it happening now?
Definitely. Let's have a look at other details of those that have reportedly been injured. There have been unconfirmed reports of VIP security personnel that have been injured by the blasts, as well as that of Vice President Mohadi also being injured, I believe, to the leg. Any confirmations on that?
Yes, it has been confirmed that the Vice President was injured and that there are some personnel. Well, the details are still very sketchy, but yes, there is confirmation that some security detail and some of the ADs of the president were actually injured and probably some died in the explosion.
Leader of the MDC, Nelson Chamisa, says political violence of any form is unacceptable. We spoke to him earlier.
I haven't spoken to Mr. Mnangagwa. I would wish to give him a call and just commiserate, sympathize with the circumstances that have befallen them at the rally. I'm told that there was a problem there in the explosion, which has not been explained. It's very, very, very sad because security during elections has always been an issue. For the past 38 years, our politics has been littered with violence marked by or these sorts of incidents, and this is what we would want to make sure we put a stop to make sure that our election is peaceful, our violence-free election is maintained. And this is why some of us in the alternative movement and the incoming government have been emphasizing that in order for us to archive and put to rest this kind of culture, we need the involvement of SABC, we need the involvement of the African Union, and we need the involvement of the international community, because Zimbabwe has always been a very confused and very dangerous terrain for our politics, which is a lot more poisoned and intoxicated by the kind of development that we've seen in Bulawayo.
Indeed, we know that this is so close to those historic elections that are set to be taking place come July the 30th. How essentially is this going to be affecting it going forward? And let's just talk about the volatility of the area and whether security personnel is going to be able to handle the situation should it happen again.
Well, the danger is that we are likely to have undesirable consequences to then convolute our electoral process. Already we have been having our problems around the voters' roll. We've been having our problems around the biometric voter registration, which is controversial. We have not agreed on the audit of that biometric voter registration process. And again, we are not agreed on the printing of the ballot paper. This is going to just complicate the situation and compound the problem. Whoever is doing it is an undesirable element. They are making it difficult for us to move away from a political environment that is associated with violence as a permanent feature and as an anticipated ritual election in, election out. This is going to just contaminate the political environment and, of course, degenerate into some kind of an untenable situation. And this is why SADC has to be involved. And, of course, we count on South Africa President Ramaphosa to also help in making sure that the situation does not deteriorate.
Is a bomb blast in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.